Alright, guys. Let's see if we can get into Kirkwall.
Get back to the crowd, you lot. Trying to bully your way through won't get you into Kirkwall any faster.
But you do intend to let us in?
We have enough poor of our own in the free marches. We don't need you refugees piling up here like a middens heap.
I heard someone call this fortress the Gallows. Is it a prison?
Used to be. Back in the Imperial days. They kept slaves here until the rebellion. Now the Templars run it, and use it to lock up their mages. Guess not much has changed.
Are mages imprisoned here?
Well, no more than anywhere else. It's a circle of magi now. Magic is to serve man, not rule him. And mages are better locked up where they don't hurt anyone.
Why aren't we being allowed into the city?
If it were up to me, I'd bar the gates and let you find somewhere else to beg. But it's not. Some of you lot might have legitimate business in the city. So Knight Commander Meredith wants us to sort you all out. Most of you are getting right back on your ships, though.
Knight Commander.
That's a Templar title. Why would a city guardsman answer to the Templars?
We don't answer to her, but she's the power in Kirkwall. Don't know what would happen if the Viscount went against something she wanted, but he's sure never taken that chance.
There must be someone in charge I can speak with.
Yes, always the same story. You want in, talk to Captain Ewald. I'm just here to keep you refuse from climbing the walls.
Huh.
Why don't they open their gates?
Wilson! How did your family escape Lothering? Almost everyone who hadn't fled.
My older sister. If she wasn't with us, I don't think we'd be here.
But you seem quite skilled as well.
I'm not my sister.
A little salty there.
You get it, city.
We're not animals you can just corral.
Let us through, you flaming blighter. We're not staying in this pit.
Then get back on your ship and leave. Kirkwall has no more room for refugees.
The ship's already gone. We've paid good coin to get here.
You and half of Ferelden. There's nothing I can do. The city is full.
One of the guards said you were letting in people who have business in the city.
That's right. We've seen you let lots of people through.
Citizens and merchants that make it worth our while. I'll assume that you don't have any more coin than these gentlemen. We've been letting you Fereldans in for months. You're too late. There's no more room.
But we've got family here.
I've heard claims like that 1,000 times already, trust me. We'll find some ships to take you all back to Ferelden, eventually. Until then, you stay here.
Let's be reasonable.
Our uncle is Gamlin Amel. He knows we're coming. Surely someone could find him.
Gamlin? I know that name.
He's a nobleman here in the city. Our family has an estate.
A nobleman? The only Gamlin I know is a weasel who couldn't rub two coppers together. He comes back, I'll bring you to him. But I don't have time to...
What? You gonna let them through?
I didn't say anything
we got
about...
family.
We've been here for 4 days. They just got here.
That's it. We're carving our way out of here. Men?
You can try.
I deny you!
Oops. Oh, wait. There we go. I hit the wrong button. Too many games sometimes.
Unbelievable.
Level ups.
Captain, are you all right?
I am, no thanks to you. Where is everyone? Go find them. I want this kept under control. You have my thanks. Look, I can't get you into the city. It's not my decision. But I'll find your uncle and bring him here.
It's been 3 days. This waiting has to end.
I'm sure it won't be much longer. Gamlen must still be looking for us.
And if he's not?
Wait. I think someone's coming.
Leandra! Damn, girl, the years haven't been kind to you.
Gamlen!
Let me say up front, I wasn't expecting this. The Blight, your husband, dead. I'd figured you'd pretty much be Ferelden for life.
Oh, Gamlen. We came too late. My darling Bethany didn't make it, and Drastic guide her.
Oh, make her save me. Leandra, don't drop this on me here. I don't even know if I can help you get in.
What if I ask nicely?
Would it help if I said you were my favorite uncle?
It'd make me feel better, but that's about it. I was hoping to grease some palms, but the Knight Commander's been cracking down. We're gonna need more grease.
But what about the estate? Surely Father left something when he died?
Right, about the estate. It's, gone. To settle a debt. I've been meaning to write you.
Then there's no hope.
Not quite. I know some people who might help. If you're not too delicate about the company you keep.
Mother said our family was wealthy. You really can't help us.
I am blighted helping. I've got 2 offers of work from people who've got the coin to open those gates.
I still can't believe you sold the estate. Gamlen, how could you?
Well, I didn't expect your blasted family to show up on my doorstep. I've got a nice place in Lowtown. You'll see, it'll all work out.
Do we need to stay in Kirkwall? Let's go to another city.
This was my home. I can't believe they won't let me come back.
Every city on the coast's been hip-deep in Ferelden since the Blight. You could try your luck further inland, I suppose, but it won't be easy.
We're not putting Mother through that. We came here. We're staying here.
We don't have any choice, do we? I need to get my family into Kirkwall.
I talked to my contacts, and I found some people who might be willing to pay your way into the city. The catch is, you and your brother will have to work off the debt. For a year.
A year?
It's the best I could do. Trust me when I say a bunch of refugees won't get a better option anywhere else.
So, you're selling us into indentured servitude? That's your idea?
Think of it as having a job waiting for you in your new home.
I guess it's only a year, right?
I managed to convince my contacts to come to the gallows to meet you personally. Mirren heads up the mercenary company, the Red Iron. They're looking for recruits. Fenrir, I guess you might call her a smuggler. Either one of them can help you. All you need to do is find them in the courtyard and convince them you're worth the trouble.
What do you think, brother?
What do you think about this, Carver?
What can I say? Better here than nowhere.
What kind of man is this Mirren?
He's a hired sword. What do you expect him to be like? I wouldn't bring him home for dinner or anything, but he's got a decent reputation. I wouldn't have asked him if I thought he'd cross you.
How dangerous is this smuggler's work?
Well, it won't be pretty working for her. She's a pretty small fish compared to some of the other thieves' guilds around here. But she's tough, she's fair, and she never deals in slaves or flesh.
Let's find them and see what they have to say.
Oh, Gamlen, I don't know about this.
It's a lot of coin, Leandra. Don't go expecting our name to carry the kind of weight it used to.
And what of me? I will not allow others to incur debts on my behalf.
Can't see that it makes a difference. You look like a lady who can pull her own weight.
Then you'll come with us.
I have no real option. Thank you.
Just making sure here. Huh? bit of health here. Kirkwall, the gallows. Statues of tortured slaves fill the gallows courtyard, a ghastly memento of Kirkwall's history. 1,500 years ago, Kirkwall was the Deventer Imperium's largest quarry, feeding the construction of the Imperial Highway. The Imperium's hunger for expedition led to legions of slaves forced into working the quarry. When the Empire constructed phase ended, Kirkwall slid naturally into a new role as the captain of the slaves trade, the gallows at its heart. The statues are not monuments to the suffering of slaves. Every inch and angle of the courtyard was designed by magisters bent on breaking the spirits of the newcomers. Executions here took place daily, sometimes hourly, and corpses were hung from the giblets throughout the yard. New slaves trudging in from the docks saw what awaited them. When Our Lady turned her armies against the Imperium, the slaves of Kirkwall revolt and claimed the city for themselves. The gallows stood empty for 200 years, not to be reopened until the crowning of Divine Destinee I. The gallows transformed the city again when the abandoned prisoner tower became the home of Kirkwall's Circle. In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Genetivi. Surprise, surprise. Anybody surprised? Nobody surprised. I know exactly who I'm going to, because I don't like the other guy. It's a little rude.
Are you a Fenrir?
You must be Gamlen's niece. Interesting. I don't know what he told you about us, but he certainly told us a great deal about you.
How much exactly?
Enough,
Enough
Carver.
to pique our interest, provided you can justify your uncle's confidence.
I'd like to know more about what we'd be doing for you.
I can be honest. We don't compete with the Thieves Guild, but we keep our fingers in a lot of pots. That said, we're not killers or slavers. Anything short of that, however, is fair game.
Do what you want, but this sounds fishy to me.
Begging and taking your pick never went hand in hand.
I hear getting us into the city isn't cheap.
If you're as good as your uncle claims, we're hoping you'll be worth it. After all, it's not every day we're offered an apostate's services.
I didn't realize Gamlen had told you that much.
The Templars in Kirkwall like to think they have all mages properly leashed, but when has that ever been true? We can keep them from taking notice while you're with us. Wouldn't be the first time.
How did you get to be one of my uncle's contacts?
Is that what he calls me? He owes us after that last big idea. If you turn out, though, we'll consider things even.
Tell me what you need done.
There's a merchant named Cavril, friend of the Templars, so they let him set up his little shop here in the gallows. We supplied him in return for a piece of the take, but now he won't pay up. We can't go near him without him screaming for the guard, but you can. Get our money from him and you're in.
Quest. This is easy peasy.
I've already told you, I can't give you any more for them.
But that was everything we have. It's all we brought with us.
And I feel for you, Sarah, but it's the best I can do.
If they just let us into the city, I could get 3 times that price.
Myron?
Your business is done.
But...
Now then, what can I do for you, Sarah?
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily.
and I am the lucky man.
You mean you paid your own bribes to be here?
If they allowed everyone to set up shop, this place would turn into a bazaar. Sadly, there's only so much I can do for those Ferelden's. Poor sods.
I'm sure you're very broken up over it.
I meant you. Folks like yourself.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
What am I supposed to do? Buy every piece of furniture these people dragged with them?
You mean people like us?
Of course. My apologies. My point is that I'm running a business, not a charitable order. I'm sorry.
I imagine the profits help with the guilt.
I believe you owe your business partners something.
Oh, I see.
Should I go tell the guards?
Not just yet. I want to hear this. So, Ethenril sent you to collect, did she? Too cowardly to do it herself.
Care to step in here?
Only because this toad deserves it. You have a choice. Pay, or I beat it out of you, and your men.
Hey!
Stay back. Just... take what's in the chest. Take it all. Now I'm getting out of here. Let those guards find someone else to buy Dogland junk.
Only because he deserved it. Yeah, he really did deserve that.
Here you go. As requested.
Will you look at that? Tell your uncle we'll make the arrangements. Welcome aboard.
Let's get out of here.
Any luck?
Yes. They've agreed to help us.
I'll speak to Ethenril and see when the bribes can be made. Wait here.
I guess we did it. We're here to stay, at least for a while.
The blight may still spread, but for now we have a new home.
If only Bethany were here with us.
And Wesley.
Let's just see what happens. We have a long year ahead of us.
Thus began the champion's first year in Kirkwall. Word arrived from across the sea that the hero of Ferelden had defeated the Blight.
Yay! You go, hero.
But Lothering was destroyed. Kirkwall was the champion's home now. So she remained, paying off her debt. Made a name for herself in the underworld. It was a busy year in the city. That's when the Qunari landed. A great storm had caught their ship and left hundreds of warriors stranded in the city, waiting to return home. That's also when the trouble began with the mages. The Templars had become very powerful under Knight Commander Meredith. But, most importantly, that's when I first met the champion.
No! Andraste's tits, human. You know how many people want to hire onto this expedition?
Look, we know you're going into the deep roads. You'll need to hire the best, and we're...
No! You're too late. Already done.
The money from this trip could fix everything. You need us. We've fought Darkspawn.
Look, Precious. I don't care if you tore the horns off an ogre with your bare hands.
You make him understand. We're running from your bloody Templars.
My brother has a point. It's on his head, but it's still valid.
Oh, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
So what about it, Bartrand? We're just what you need.
You're looking for a quick way out of the slums, right? You and every other Ferelden in this dump. Find another meal ticket.
Well, back to waiting for someone to turn us in.
You can relax. After all, the Templars dogging us are mine.
Did I sound that bad? Maker, I'm turning into Gamlen. Gamlen? He's got a head for this garbage. Maybe he can talk to Bartrand. He knows some people. After last week, we need all the coin and influence we can get.
He got us into the city, more or less. If there's a chance, he can push Bartrand.
Worth checking, I guess. What else can we do? We're losing ground, and I don't fancy waking up in the gallows.
Hey!
I knew a guy once who could take every coin out of your pockets just by smiling at you. But you don't have the style to work Hightown, let alone the Merchants Guild. You might want to find yourself a new line of work. Off you go.
How do you do?
Varric Tethras, at your service. I apologize for Bartrand. He wouldn't know an opportunity if it hit him square in the jaw.
But you would.
I would. What my brother doesn't realize is that we need someone like you. He would never admit it either. He's too proud. I, however, am quite practical.
You're part of Bartrand's venture.
That's right. The deep roads wouldn't normally be my thing, but I can't allow the head of our family to go down there alone. So as you might imagine, I have more than a passing interest in this expedition's success.
What makes you so certain we can help? You know nothing about us.
Oh, on the contrary. You've made quite the name for yourself over the last year. The Coterie has been squeezing smugglers out left and right, and the only group to survive owes it all to you two. The name Hawk is on many lips these days. Not bad for a Ferelden fresh off the boat.
You must have heard of my brother as well, then.
A little, yes. But it is you they speak most of, Messer.
That figures.
Your brother is certainly welcome to join us by all means, but I'll leave that in your hands.
Oh, I'm going. Without this expedition, we won't last out the year.
There must be some way to persuade your brother to hire us on.
We don't need another hireling. We need a partner. The truth is, Bartrand's been tearing his beard out trying to fund this on his own, but he can't do it. Invest in the expedition. 50 sovereigns and he can't refuse. Not with me there to vouch for you.
Your brother doesn't seem like the sort who's willing to split profits.
My brother is many things, but he is not stupid. Far better to share the profits than be trapped in a tide with 1,000 darkspawn between you and the exit. Trust me, he'll come around.
Why would you stick your neck out for a complete stranger?
I'd rather take a chance on someone with your reputation than head into the deep roads unprepared. And besides, we'd be your partners. I'm willing to give a little trust if you are.
It sounds interesting. But if I had any gold, I wouldn't need this job.
You need to think big. There's only a brief window after a blight when the deep roads won't be crawling with darkspawn. The treasure you find down there could set you and your family up for life.
Come on. The dwarf makes some sense. No offense. Look, you started this, and it's a good idea. Certainly better than ending up in the gallows.
We work together, you and I, and before you know it, you'll have all the capital you need. What do you say?
There might be nothing down there except darkspawn and rubble. How can you be sure we'll make a profit?
Well, Bartrand isn't grasping at strings. He's operating on some good information. Some of the deep roads are so old, even the dwarves have forgotten them. We just need to get down there. Then Bartrand will lead the way. You and I will be there to handle problems.
What makes you so certain you'll be useful to me?
I know everyone in this city worth knowing. I can help you find the jobs you need, and if you don't need me for that, there's always Bianca.
You named your crossbow.
And why not? She's a beauty. Isn't that right, sweetheart?
What's to stop you from taking my investment and running?
You'll be traveling with the expedition, and I'll be at your side. If I cross you, you'll be the first one to know, and I'll be the last.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
You're asking for a guarantee?
I don't know that I can give you one. Look, I know the Templars have been asking questions.
How terrible would it be to get out of the city for a while?
If this works out,
you'll be wealthy enough that the Order won't be able to touch you. You need the coin, and I need your help. We need each other.
I can't make it sound better than that.
You have a deal.
Perfect. Kirkwall's crawling with work. You set aside some coin from every job, and you'll have the money in no time.
Sure. Easy. But... maybe Aveline's got some bounties out. She joined the City Guard, right?
We should talk privately when you get the chance. In the Hanged Man, maybe. I'll be there when I'm not with you. Now, let's go see what trouble we can stir up. Keep a hand on your coin, Hawk. There are more cut purses in Hightown than in the rest of the city combined.
Good to know. Let's level you up. That's Aveline's old stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead. We'll go through here first.
You won't find better
Keeping that. Take that. Still junk. Okay. Go up here, make sure there's nothing here. Nothing here. Okay.
You look like you know your way around.
Do I though?
No weapon.
If it strikes my fancy, I will buy something. Alas. That's too expensive. Oops. Alright, let's talk to Worsley. And then we'll head to, home.
Hawk, long time no see, my friend.
Worthy! When did you get back into town?
Oh, just a month or so ago. Things didn't work out in Orzammar. You aren't still working for Athenril, are you? Your year must be up by now.
Still trying to ferret out everyone's business, I see.
Of course. How else do you expect a dwarf to make a living? I'll tell you what. I still have my old contacts. You need some rune crafting done, I can arrange it for you. Take care, Hawk. Don't get dead.
Okay. Let's check this out. Getting back. Thank you. Let's see. There's a journal. Okay. Markall is red. Alright, Bartred Tethris. Half of Kirkwall wants to be my best friend right now. The history of a noble house Tetris stretches back to the foundation of Orzammar. The memories say that there 3 times a child of House Tetris took the office of the Assembly Steward. They held appointments in the Shaperate of Memories and the Shaperate of Golems, but no longer. In the 2nd year of the reign of King Endrin Idukin, Lord Alvinus Tetris was found guilty before the Assembly of willingly manipulating proving matches in his favor of his house. For this affront to the ancestors, he and all his house were sentenced to exile on the surface. Anwa died a mere 5 years later, leaving behind his lady Asal, 10-year-old Bartred, and his 2-year-old Varric. Exiled to surface life and the loss of her husband conspired against Lady Issa, who took to drink, leaving young Bartred to manage what was left of the House Tetris. By the time he was 15, Bartred had doubled his family's fortune. The disgrace of the House Tetris fueled his ambition, and his once noble title gave him an instant place among the Kennis, the old money elites of the Dwarven Merchant Guild. He used it to build alliances and business adventures as he were a member of Orzammar's assembly. By the time Lady Isil died, Bartred had made the Tetris family one of the guild's most influential, but wealthy and powerful on the surface couldn't sate him. He began to court alliances with the wealthiest ascendant families, branching into banking and mercenary companies. Guild members muttered that nothing would satisfy Bartred but a complete reconstruction of House Tetris' estate in Orzammar, down to the rivers of lava, built in Kirkwall. Carver Hawk, 100 ways to run, and we chose backwards. Whatever you say, but chasing an old name isn't really starting over. Strong and strapping, Carver's skilled warrior set on proving himself, although it's not always clear who he's trying to impress. The son and sibling of mages, he grew up surrounded by magic he couldn't truly understand, and he feels like something was expected that he could never deliver. He cared deeply for his family, but sometimes feels like the stupidest person in the room. Carver floundered in Lothering. He blamed his lack of direction on not wanting to draw attention to his family of apostates at home. After his father died, he started down a military path. However, the blight and the root of Ostergard ended his career almost before it could start. While he knows that swift fight was the only reasonable course in the face of Darkspawn advance, he almost would have rather have stood and fought. Doomed though the effort was, facing the horde had pursued something Carver has been searching for. Give me one moment, guys. We'll come back, finish these Kodaks, and then we'll end the episode here, but I really need to use the little girl's room, and I'll be right back. I don't know what that was. Okay, anyway. So Hero of Ferelden. So I tried to save the DAO one in there, but we're not that far into the game, so it saved what it could, and then afterwards it's probably just going to fill in the blanks with default, which is going to suck. But anyway, the hero of Ferelden. The hero of Ferelden was younger daughter of Bryce Cousland, Town of Highever. When Arn Renhau's forces attacked Castle Cousland and murdered most of the Cousland family, the hero escaped to the safety with Grey Warden's commander Duncan, who then recruited her into the Order. The hero fought and killed the archdemon, making the ultimate sacrifice and dying to save Ferelden. With the archdemon gone, the Darkspawn ranks broke, and the horde was easily routed. Okay, so she ain't gonna die. But like I said, it's going to do default in there anyway, but we'll just make it work. I know everyone in the city worth knowing. Varric was born 3 years after his father's exile from Orzammar into the world of the Merchant Guild. The ancestors never spoke, and paragons were the heroes in tales. The number of dances a cannon lady gave to a low-born ascendant boy were more pivotal than the region of Kings. While Baltrad ran the business and drove House Tetra ever higher up into the social ladder, Varric looked after the family and their retainers. His mother, Lady S, suffered terrible from the trauma of her disgrace and exile, finding solace in liquor and smoke. It fell to her younger son to try to curb the worst of her drunken rages, to keep her from becoming a matter of public scandal, and to care for her when she fell ill from her excuses. Though he is famous throughout the Merchant Guild for his stories, Varric speaks rarely of himself or his family. Most of Kirkwall knows him. Everyone has brought him a drink at least once for the sake of his fictions rather than his family connections. Alright. So this is where we're going to end it, guys. We'll probably head out to the family household. Actually, let's go ahead and go to Low Town here quick. Okay. Now this is where we'll save it. Oops. Alright, until next time, guys. Bye now.